All right, so you've decided that you want to do a home renovation project and you need contractors and all of that jazz and you don't know where to start. So here's the video for you. So we're going to be going over the 4 steps that I feel are most important when you are deciding to do a home renovation project that involves contractors. One that's a little bit bigger than our normal DIYs that we do here on this channel. So first things first, just like whenever I'm making over a room, I start with some inspiration or some goals in mind. As you all know, Pinterest is one of my favorite places for this. So I'm going to go on Pinterest. I'm going to make me a board of what I want my space to look like. And then we're going to be using that as some inspiration. Another thing to consider whenever you are doing a home renovation project is, will it be a good return on investment? So this is something that you need to think about. So sometimes we may want to pull out tubs or redo countertops or paint certain things, but will this be a good return on investment if we decide to sell our homes later on in the future? So when you bought the home, if you had 2 full baths and you're considering pulling out a tub in one, would people want to buy it with 1 tub versus 2? So these are some of the things that you want to think about before doing a renovation. ROI, return on investment, will it increase the value of our home? Number 2, we're going to have to make a budget. Like I said before, I know we don't like this part. We want to just get all of the things, but it is important to make a budget and stick to it. One of the other things when you're making your budget is you also want to set aside some funds for unexpected things. For instance, if you're doing a kitchen renovation and your kitchen may be down for a while, then maybe you're going to have to put some more money to the side for eating out and things like that. Unexpected cost is another big one. Sometimes you start a renovation project and you think it's going to go smooth, and that's the last thing that happens. Everything that could happen does happen. So you also want to set aside some funds for any mishaps as well. So my third tip is you want to do some research. And when I say research, I mean we might want to go out and we might want to start shopping to get an idea of pricing. So if you are looking to get some countertops done, for instance, you might want to visit a couple of different tile manufacturers so you can have an idea of what the cost is expected to be. This step might also need to go in front of budgeting because you want to be realistic with your budget. So you want to go out, you want to do some research, get some ideas of cost. In addition to that, part of your research, you might want to also contact your HOA if you have an HOA and if they have certain restrictions. If any type of improvements have to be approved first by them, especially if it's on the exterior of your home. And if you have an HOA, more than likely you have to go through them to get the proper approval before you can start any renovation project. And my 4th and final tip is probably the biggest one: hiring a contractor. When it comes to hiring a contractor, this is probably the biggest, most important step of our renovation project. Like I said, this is beyond DIY. We're going to have to call in some professionals. So here are some things to consider when hiring a contractor. First things first, right off the bat, we want to get someone reputable. So if you have someone in your family or friends that have done home renovation projects before, start with them. Get their opinions on people that they've used or people that they know. If you don't know anyone and you're starting from scratch, meaning you're going to go over to Google, you're going to type in countertop installer near me, I would suggest finding someone, again, that is reputable, that has more than just a company website. So on the website, they can kind of put on there whatever they want to put on there. But then let's go over to social media. Let's search and see if they have an Instagram page, a Facebook page, because on these pages, more than likely, they're going to have more photos of the work that they do. And this is a place where people can comment and can say like, no, wasn't good, or they took a long time to finish, or the service was great, I highly recommend. We also want to make sure that we're reading those Google reviews as well. So Google reviews come from customers that put in their experience with the company. So make sure that we read through those thoroughly. So my next tip about hiring a contractor is you want to get at least 3 bids. Don't just always go with the first person that comes out. Call out 3 different contractors, have them come out at different times to give you 3 different estimates on what their scope of work would cost you. By doing this, you can get kind of like an average lay of the land or what the average price would be. Myself personally, I don't always go with the most expensive or the least expensive. I kind of stay somewhere right in the middle. That way it just kind of tells me that I'm not being overcharged, but I'm not getting the lesser price, which may give me not so quality service because they may be cutting costs somewhere. And then my very last tip when hiring a contractor, once you decide on the contractor that you're going to go with, you definitely want to get it in writing. Get that scope of work all laid out in writing, what it is that they're going to do, the completion expected date. And if you're dealing with a reputable contractor, they should have some type of system in place to calculate all of the expenses. That way it could help you along the renovation process. But get it in writing, so if by chance they don't hold up their end of the bargain, you have something to take to court to hold them accountable. And as I was editing, I noticed that I missed one big important thing when hiring a contractor. Please make sure they have insurance. So these people are going to be working in your home. If they were to hit a pipe, for instance, and now your house is flooded or whatever, you want to make sure this company is licensed and insured so they can pay the cost of the repairs that they caused, or if they caused any damage to your home. All right, so I hope these tips were helpful. Best of luck to you all if you're looking to get any home renovations done. And in the meantime, if it's anything that we can do ourselves, y'all know we are going to DIY it. So just stay tuned to this channel for some upcoming DIYs that we have here that maybe will inspire you. So I'll see y'all on the next one.